This is Artie. He doesn't get into the videos a lot, so I wanted to include him. He's gonna jump down now. Hey, this one's called The Karen, the Coyote, and a Truckload Full of Books.
Welcome to Retaliation Resale by Sean. A Karen, Coyote, and a Truckload of Books.
The other day, Linda and I were dropping off books at Goodwill because when we have extra books that we can't use, we drop them off. It's one of the things we've promised the people that we get books from when we do a free pickup. Hey, we'll use your books. We're going to sell some and we're going to donate the rest. We will keep them out of the landfill. We do not throw books away. So it's very important that we keep our word. I believe in that. So I was donating at Goodwill, getting ready to leave, when a car tries to parallel park in front of me. And they do a horrible job. They're too far out. They cut it too late. And they're getting very close. So I honk the horn. I give it a light tap. Not an annoying but a little boop. And they keep coming. Barely slow down. And they're about a foot away now. So I honk the horn again. And this woman is like, I've got a backup camera. It's okay. And keeps coming towards me. And I yell out the window, hey, you also have 20 feet of open space in front of you. Please go forward. She says nothing. She stops and doesn't do anything. And then eventually, she creeps forward maybe a couple of feet. Now, just a total Karen move. And this woman, definitely. Evidently, nobody was going to tell her what to do, even though it made sense. And even though, what she was doing was just completely inept, she was going to be damned if anybody tells her what's going on. There are people that, and you're going to encounter these people a lot, they look behind them. They want to see where they've been. They want to see if maybe anything's creeping up on them. But really, and this is the metaphor of the whole video, you need to be looking forward. Always be looking forward. That's where you want to go. Look to where you're headed, not where you've been. Where you've been, that can change. Just because it was rough terrain behind you doesn't mean that it's going to be rough terrain ahead of you. Hopefully it'll be easier. Hopefully you've, gotten further in your journey and you figured some things out and it becomes easier. We leave the Goodwill, Linda and I, because we're on our way to a book pickup at Forest Hill of San Francisco. A woman has seen an ad that I've posted. She replied about a month ago, said, hey, I've got some books. When I get them together, I'll let you know. She contacted me. We agreed to meet that day, so we're going to pick up some books. Going to do some business. Going to make some money. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. We get to San Francisco. We're getting ready to make the turn. There's a little bit of road construction. It's down to one lane. There's a car coming towards me, so I pull over to let it pass. And I look through the window on the passenger side. I nudged Linda. I said, hey, there's a friend of yours down there. And she's like, huh? And she looks down. She's like, oh my gosh, that's a coyote. And sure enough, there was a coyote. If I hadn't been looking ahead, gonna milk this metaphor for all I can, I wouldn't have seen that. Now, okay, we saw a coyote. It's great. I've seen them before. I work for Rec and Park. Sometimes they come to my park and they get stuck because when there's a lot of traffic and a lot of cars and a lot of people, they prefer to kind of stay in place. So they just will wait until it gets dark and traffic lightens up, and then they go on their way. I don't know what this guy was doing because it was daylight and he was in a construction zone. But hey, I'm sure he looked like he was eating okay. So I'm sure he found his way back to wherever he came from. And we go to this house, meet the woman, very nice. She's got everything boxed up for me, and I don't realize that she's got so many books that I need to make a second trip. But hey, that's always a good problem to have. She's like, oh yeah, we're going to be here for a while. No problem. If you can get them by the end of next week, I'll be happy. Great. Right on. The video that you're going to watch, I'm going to break down the books that I got, which ones went to eBay, which ones go to Amazon, and that whole process. This is our truck. And you can see it's filled with nothing but books. So I'm going through them now. These two are good. These I can get, sell back your book. The rest so far, not resale value, or they're kind of beat up. Can't sell that, or it's just not a kind of book that I want to sell. There's this, Chinese reader, but there you go. It's been filled out. So, anyway, I'm going to scan some more. But so far through two boxes, two books. Remember, usually 5% of the books are good. 5 out of 100, so 1 out of every 20. So, we'll see what happens. I'll give you the final total in a second. So hey, this stack is stuff I pulled out of the truck. Some of it is eBay, some of it is Amazon. I'm about to go through it, and I'll let you know what's what. Okay, here we have it. This is the haul from the truck. And what I'm showing you is these are kind of heritage books. They're books that come in the case. We've got Westward Ho, Heritage. We have the Pickwick Papers, Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte, Wuthering Heights, Charlotte Bronte, Lucy Grass, Small Women, Canterbury Tales, The Return of the Native. So, there you have it. You got other interesting things. We have Around the World with Cricket. There's 4 books here. I think these go for like 12 or 15 bucks. So this is going to be an eBay set. Over here, this book we have, this is Horizon Caravel book, and it's a set. So I'm going to bundle these. This is an old Betty Crocker book from like the 40s. That'll do well. This book is autobiography of William Allen White. I'm unfamiliar with the gentleman, but one just sold for about $15, including shipping, so we'll try that. This book, kind of unremarkable, but you have The Islands and Ports of California, and there's 2 copies. One doesn't have a dust jacket, one does, and I'm going to bundle them together and do kind of like 2 for the price of 1, since this dust jacket is kind of a little beat up, but I can sell it for the same price, maybe like $5 more, and I'll sell 2 copies. And then this is a book, it's really unremarkable. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it's Bird of Sorrow from Flying Over Your Head. I'm sorry, you can't prevent the bird of sorrow from flying over your head, but you can keep him from nesting in your hair, by John Romaniella. And this is Father Romeo, and he has signed it. So, 1977. So this may or may not have any value. I'll have to see. I'll have to do a little more research. And the other thing too is this set, and this set is anywhere between 100 and 150. It's not. We know it as the Arabian Nights, but it's the book of the Thousand Nights and a Night. So it's a little different. It's what is this? The Burton translation. There's 6 volumes. It's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. And this goes for over $100. It does have, and I will show you, it is an ex libris, which means somebody has put their little ex libris sticker in it, which I kind of hate these things because it always lowers the value. But this one's sort of tasteful, and we'll see. But I think I can get at least $100. I have to clean it up a little bit. It's got these little yellow coloring on the binding, but generally good shape. So I'll do a video of just these and what I listed it for, and then this right here is the stack of books that I'm going to sell on Amazon. And I'll do an Amazon listing. I'll tell you what everything lists for, and then I will do an eBay video, and I'll show you everything I listed there. So, all right, I want to go ahead and finish up the video of all the books that I picked up from the truck. And the first I want to show you is this Betty Crocker book. This is probably the best find. It's a vintage Betty Crocker vintage cookbook. It has a couple of inscriptions up there, but this one is a first edition. It's also a first printing. So this book I'm selling for $39.65. Oops. The Book of 1,000 Nights and a Night. It's got some staining. This one's lighter. That one I'm just trying to blow out. I am asking $30. And then we have this holiday fun with Cricket. Cricket was a doll or you'd get these books with a cassette tape, and then you would play the tape and read the book with your doll, with the Cricket doll. So young girls would do that, and there's still a market for the books. And I've got 4 books, and I'm trying to sell those for $14.65. And then we have Scarlet Letter, and all these books in the cases. Those are Heritage books. Heritage Press did a whole series, hundreds of books, where they put them in these slip cases, nice illustrations. The problem is, a lot of these books, this one has some pen marks. I don't know if you can see it. This one's got a mark on the front. This one's got a mark across the top. So I am asking just $25 for this set. This slipcase is falling apart. If I had more and they were in better shape, I could ask more. But basically, I just want to sort of blow these out because the slipcases, I think this one has it's got like looks like a cigarette burn mark or whatever on it. So there's some damage to some of those. So I can still sell them, but I want to blow them out. The set that I really like is a set of Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights. So we have Charlotte Bronte and her sister Emily, and these came out in Random House. Some nice engravings, and they both came out in 1943. So I'm selling these for $45. That's what I'm asking. And then you have this box of books, and essentially there's 28 boxes. I'm sorry. There's 28 books in this box, and I went ahead and listed them, and I figured it all out. And if I sell them all as priced, I will get $218.69. So that's an average of $7.81 a book. However, the thing you have to remember is I pay postage when I send these in to Amazon. So I'm going to send them all to one location. So it's going to cost me about $25 because otherwise I'd have to split shipments. And this way I ensure that they all go someplace kind of relatively close. So that would drop the total down to $193.69. eBay, the people buying the books pay the postage, so I don't have to worry about that. So all told, I'm getting, we'll call it $193.69 for Amazon, and I'm getting $154 for the eBay books. Hey, sweetie. Here's the cat. She makes an appearance. We've got 3 of them. $154, and then after eBay takes their cut, probably drops it down to $115 roughly. So $115, $193, so that's roughly what, $308. So not a bad haul, and that's just the first trip, first go round. So hopefully this has helped you sort of get a sense of what's what. Just want to finish up the video. I was looking at the different segments, and I know I showed a bunch of books in the eBay segment, and then afterwards some of the prices that you were shown were lower, and some of the books weren't there. So I wanted to just explain that a little bit. A lot of the sort of nicer older books had a lot of damage. There was a set, like a Caravelle set of like 8 or 9 books, and that had a lot of what they call foxing on the top, and the covers were just really stained, I think possibly with mildew, and the quality was really, really bad, so I didn't feel comfortable selling those. The Heritage books, normally those would go for a lot more. However, with the damage to the dust covers and some of the front covers, I just wanted to make them a cheaper price so people wouldn't, they'd still buy them, but they would feel like they got a good deal. They could handle like a little bit of damage, but I could sell it at the price listed. And then the Arabian Nights, originally I had seen some comps for 100 to 150, but those were books that were in a far better shape, and those weren't all sold comps, excuse me. They were what people had listed them for. And just because someone lists them for a certain price doesn't mean that they will sell them for that price. So there were those books. I think I showed a couple of books about the ports of California. Those books were in really bad shape. The one, the Dust Jacket, was really beat up, but on the backside there were a lot of like brown marks. I don't know what they were, holes, burn marks, some kind of fungus. I don't know. It's really nasty. On the inside of one of the books, there looked like it might have been a library card or an ex libris sort of sticker that had been removed, and the quality wasn't good. And I looked, and the books that it sold were all in the $15 range. So really, there's not a lot of money there. So people have a lot of choices, and if you have a lot of choice, you're going to go with a book that's in the better quality. So no one's going to buy two books for like 10 when they can get a really good book for 15. It just doesn't make sense. If it was a super rare book, then I might have been able to do something and kept the price kind of low. But with the amount of damage to those books, no one's going to buy them in that condition when they have like 5 to 10 other options. So that book, I just decided, no, I'm not going to sell it. So that's why there's less books that you see on the final eBay lot. So I just wanted to clarify that. I go through the books, I take a look, I see if there's damage, writing, kind of what's going on. And unfortunately, that happens a lot. You see books, you get really excited, and you open them up, and they can be nasty, or they have marks on them, they have writing, they have underlining. Not with these books for eBay, but sometimes that can happen. You just need to be very careful, because I don't allow returns. I want to make sure these books sell, and I don't want somebody to be disappointed. So that's why there's less eBay books than I had mentioned earlier. But it's a nice haul, over $300 for one shipment, and there's another equal amount of books that are available in the next trip. So we'll see what happens.
See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.